Yo, welcome everyone. Today we have an absolutely fantastic interview ahead of us. We have Twan from AV. He has been through a crazy journey for the past 8 months with his Legion agency. An absolute killer in the game. A super cool dude to work with. And yeah, today we have been lucky enough to get him here to share his story, share how he succeeded or how he got shit working really well. And hopefully you can learn from this and get some good points. So Twan, thank you for being here, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, as always. Yeah, just fantastic day. Nice to have an interview. Happy to be an ambassador for AV, so to say.
That means a lot to me. So, to immediately start off with a bit of a background check, so you wanna quickly just go over who you are and what kind of business you run.
At the current moment, I run a cold email lead gen agency. I'm venturing a bit into more of a growth partner role, taking in some other aspects which are used for sales, like paid ads, LinkedIn outreach, etc. For now, mainly focused in cold email, which is the expertise. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
That's fantastic. That's super sick. Obviously, for the past 8 months, you have been going through a pretty crazy growth spurt, learning a lot of stuff, working with cool clients, getting cool case studies and all that stuff. But just going a bit back before that, before you were in AV, before you were doing this, how was your life looking like? What were you doing? What were you up to then?
Quite a wild ride, as everyone who tries to become an entrepreneur or wants to become an entrepreneur. To a bit short what I did before I started doing cold email. I did paid advertising. I've done e-com advertising. I had some great case studies in that. Helped some companies, helped some brands grow. Never really was great of a business mind. Was always focused on results, but made companies grow, but didn't earn too much out of it. For example, got the company from 14K to 140K. Didn't make, I will not cuss, didn't make a lot of money on that. And I was good at paid advertising, so I did something called job marketing. Companies who had an open job offer, I helped them get people responding on the job offer through ads. Well, that sounds like a good thing, but imagine you sign a client and you get good results. You lose your client because the job offer is filled. So I was doing a bit of cold email for that as well for myself. I was using Woodpecker.
I was
using. Yeah.
How long ago was this then? If you were using Woodpecker?
2022.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
I have a little background story. I think 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I was constantly chasing new clients, and I was doing e-commerce. I was not really focused in one thing, and at some point, I will skip a bit of part, like the e-com journey. There were some very annoying parts. I partnered with someone, and I got a revenue share, and got company growing, nothing on paper, and then they say, hey, we don't want to work with you anymore. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But then I realized I was doing this job marketing as well, but I realized I need clients on retainer. That was the first thing I realized. I need companies, if I get results, I need to have them pay me consistently if they're happy with me. And for one company I knew, I started doing some cold email because I had experience with cold email. It was quite complex. For example, I need to reach out to all these companies in all these strange countries, like not strange, but Uganda, all these countries would not really use email, but it was working quite well. And I was like, oh, this email thing is quite useful. And in my email journey, of course, watched Leevi's videos. learned a lot from Leevi's videos on YouTube. When I got my first results with email, was like, this works, makes sense as well. If you can make businesses money consistently, you will earn money yourself consistently. So that's why I went with email. Through Leevi's videos, your videos, I actually signed like a first client, which I did not know. I launched my first campaign for email to offer them cold email services. Well, I did not really know what I was doing because I got it from YouTube, from Twitter. I got some information here, some information here. So I was bundling all this together, but I was not really sure that I was doing the right thing. Yeah, so we skip a bit of a part, but I signed this client and I was like, I want to do this properly the first time. And then I joined Leevi. I was like, okay, I got all this thing. I got all these things from YouTube through this guy already. Let me join it. Let me join it and let me learn from. I did not really know what to expect. I was just like, okay, let me get to this structure that they're using and let me get some results for these clients. That was my initial idea. I assume we'll be talking what I got from AV a little bit later on, but that's a bit of a story. So first, e-com advertising was quite good at advertising, but I didn't want to run an e-com agency because if you do e-com, you need to do content, funnel, paid ads, conversion rate optimization. It was just too big of a thing for me to be doing. I wanted to be doing one thing very well. So I never really went further into e-com advertising. I was doing these paid advertising for job offers. Every time I got success, I lost a client, which does not sound like a great business model. And then I stumbled upon email marketing. And here we are. That's when I joined AV.
That's super fire. How did it go when you joined AV? Was it like you had this plan? Okay, I'm going to do this properly. I'm going to get the structure. I'm going to join this. You didn't really know what to expect. How did it end up going? Like, what was your first initial, like, what did you get any value from it? What kind of things were you finding useful? How did it go?
Yeah. The first thing, my biggest annoyance is always that you don't know what you don't know. That's so annoying for me. Like, you think you can be doing the right thing, but you're not sure because you're just figuring it out yourself. That was the first thing. I just want to get a structure. Okay, if I do it this way, I do it well. And I have this, maybe you know from community, I have the obsession of being the best. Like, I want to be the best. I want to be the absolute best. I don't care about too many clients. I want to be the absolute best, and then the money will come after. That was my initial idea. And then I thought about, okay, I'll join AV. I get all the frameworks. I can go through the course, etc. But then the one thing which has been the most valuable for me is the community. If you want to become the best, you need to surround yourself with the best as well. You need to learn from the best. You can only get so far by watching TikTok and LinkedIn content because everyone is making some content to get clicks. And then now that I'm very good at email, I see some of these posts and like getting so much interaction. Yeah, use Woodpecker. It's fantastic. And like, bro, they get so many likes. So I just want to be in contact with people who are actually doing the thing, are doing it very well, are much better than me. So I just was very active in the community, sharing everything that I learned, and then people shared what they learned, and somebody shared some information. He asked them, hey, why do you do that? So in the beginning, to cut it short, I go to the frameworks from the course, go to the material. This first client, I was like, okay, I just signed this client. I need to get results. How do I do it? So I got the course, then I go through the onboarding framework for the course. I use the exact same thing. And then for fulfillment as well, with setting up inboxes, I've been doing it completely wrong. I was setting up admin panels for every. I was having like 10 admin panels for 20 inboxes, and then I realized, well, you can do it all together. So fulfillment was very well. Learned as well from the first client. It was a good product with a small addressable market. So yes, I got great results, but after 2 months, it's like,
What now?
What now? So then you realize, okay, what is the perfect client? You start running, you start working. And the main thing, which is so important for me, is just to have like, I don't know the English word, but you give some information, somebody gives some information back, and then through all these people who are doing the same thing, you come to a point which you're like, okay, this is probably the best way to do this. Mm-hmm. So, long story short, first I went through all the material, but afterwards I realized, wow, this community is so valuable. Just sharing with other guys who are doing the exact same things. And as well with cold email, man, things are changing so much, man, too much. Like 2022, it was quite easy.
Yeah, bro,
honest.
it is a different field back then.
It was quite easy, but now things are changing so much. And then somebody says, yeah, this domain registrar, it's now messed up. Everything goes to, I'm exaggerating, but now you should not use this anymore. You're like, bro, all my domains are in this register, and then you realize you need to use something different. And then you have like this inbox provider, which is going very well, and then it doesn't. And when you see other people having issues, then you realize, I should do something about my own operation as well. Yeah. And that's been the most valuable thing after.
That's sick. That's sick. And I also think about it like often. It's like back like years ago when I started, there was really like no community, nothing around cold email. Like there was some but like trash ones. So I don't really know if like I had started now with like how fast everything is changing right now and how much there is. Like I don't know if I would have like actually stuck to it, but just by doing it alone. Back then it was easy because it was like the same thing worked for like a few years straight. So you would learn it once, you could use it for a few years straight. Now it's like every 3 months you have to like be on top of the game. Yeah. If I wasn't in a community like that, I don't know if I would have like made it at all.
Yeah. You need to consume everything, right? Like I'm on like you can never sit still. Like you go watch X, Twitter, follow some people which you know are doing well, weed through the shitty content, like the engagement bait stuff. The community really helped with that as well.
That's fire. So 8 months go by, you pretty much start, you have your first client and a small total register market. You join AV, you're like, okay, let's get this fucking party started. After 8 months, how has it gone? What is the stage of your agency? What kind of revenue are you printing and what kind of stuff is going on out there?
I'm very stubborn. You said it's been taking 8 months. I expected it to grow like a great revenue a bit faster, but I just want to become the best. Yeah. So I did as many projects as possible. Like I worked with as many clients as possible, and I had like this thing. I made them an offer. You have no risk up front. You only pay per lead, and then I just wanted to test as many offers as possible, work with as many clients as possible, maybe find a winner and then sign them. Yeah. Well, I can tell you, it's stressful. Yeah, it's very stressful. You think it's gonna be easy, it's not, but it doesn't need to be easy. You need to become the best.
Exactly.
So I worked with like many different clients, like 16, 17 different clients, run outbound for them, signed some great clients through that. Like I booked them results and then like, okay, now you're gonna pay me actual big amounts of money. And they're like, yeah, you got results for us. So you have like I found it to be a better relationship with the client. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to work with the best offers, like the offers which are the best to promote with cold email. Mm-hmm. But first I need to realize what are those kinds of offers. And once like the first 6 months, 5 months, I was having clients, made like maybe 3, 4. It's slowly creeped up to like 6K, 7K. And then I not got stuck around there, but I didn't really look to crush through next numbers because I wanted to become better and better and better. And then I started to work with great clients because I hop on a call, I'm not a fantastic sales guy, but I was just like, I'm gonna make you so much money. It was not really a sales call. I just said, I'm gonna make you money, and you're an idiot if you don't sign up. I'm exaggerating a bit, but I'm not a sales guy. I just wanted to become as confident as possible and then sign the best clients. Well, that happened. Fast forward, signing some fantastic clients. Now my revenue is around $23K last month. Yeah, and it's like this change happened in like a course of 3 months. I was stuck around first 3 months, like 3-4K, like 2 or 3 clients. Then I learned to charge more. So another 2 months, I signed like one or 2 more clients. When I say client, I mean like recurring client. I was doing projects for 2 weeks, and I was doing, if a project was going well, I signed them as a recurring client. And then in the last 3 months, I just signed fantastic clients, great rev share deals. Yeah, I think skyrocketed. 23K. So if you just keep going, that's my point of view. Just keep going, try to become the best as possible. Always put your heart in the right place. Don't try to screw over companies. Just have the best at heart for them. Then good things will come. And that was my hypothesis in the beginning. And it worked out.
Yeah, I remember like you took a really smart, like long time frame route. On it. I remember we talked about it like maybe 7-6 months ago, and you asked me, hey, should I do this like no risk upfront like sprints just to work on like hella offers and just to get like a bunch of experience? And I was like, yeah, it's like a great idea. You're gonna become like really good, but it's gonna be pretty slow first 6 months. And you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways. And then I remember like we were sitting in Tallinn in a coffee shop, and you were like explaining the projects, and you were explaining like the companies you were talking to and like your plan. I was like, holy shit, yeah, like it was really worth it, because like you said like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking crush it for this company, and then like 4 weeks go by and it's like fucking crazy.
And people, there were also people who said, yeah, it's not a good idea what you're doing, like you're not gonna make money. I was like, I don't care about making money, I just want to become the best possible. But I remember, of course, you said, yeah, it's gonna be a good idea. Rob as well said, such a fire idea, like you do it, what did he say, like called it blue ocean or something, I believe. Use some of the fancy words that Rob always uses. Flex on us. Like, the completely different strategy, and it worked out. 8 months, stress, a lot of stress. But one thing I want to know as well, when you start going into the entrepreneurial thing and you're gonna be like working 12 hours a day, and it can become I put a chat in the community at some point as well. It can become quite lonely, as in you don't really have people to talk, like not lonely, because of course still have very good friends, but you have some things that don't resonate with the people you know, because they're not familiar with what you're doing, they don't really understand it. But then having like this group of people who are just doing the same thing, like there's people in the community which are absolute killers and are crushing numbers, but there are also so many who are just in the trenches, doing the best work, becoming the best possible, signing clients, and being surrounded by this group of people who are all doing the same thing. It's just nice.
It is really nice. Like I remember, like that's like the initial idea. Like 2.5 years ago, I remember I was like, I had just like fucking scaled my agency. I was doing like 40-50K months, like super smooth. I had started like 7 months ago, and I was sitting in Bali in Django in this like one like co-working cafe. We've probably been working in the same cafes when you were there. So I was sitting there, I was like, on paper, this is the dream life. You're working from your laptop, you're living in Bali, you can literally fucking buy the whole street if you want to with the, like, if you're doing like 50,000 a month. But I was like, shit, this feels lonely as hell, man. Like this feels lonely as fuck. So I was thinking, okay, it would be super cool if we had this group, and if there was like a possibility to have this group. So it's like, I think like, on when we all met up in Tallinn, I was like, yeah, fucking, now we got
This is
it.
it.
It took a few years, but now we got it, man.
It's
really
yeah, it was so nice. And as well, like my goal was not, I never really had a revenue goal. Of course, I wanted to hit 10K because it's like the holy number.
Yeah.
And then you reach it and you're like, okay.
Yeah, what next?
I reached it. What are we gonna do next? But that was like not really a threshold, but like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
But my idea was always to build a business which potentially generates millions at some point. And it would be very funny to watch this video back and hear me say it when it happened, not if it happened, but when it happens. But my thought process was, I just need to become the best at sales.
Yeah.
Lead generation by itself, it's such a great asset. So I didn't really have a revenue goal for signing a certain amount of clients, coming to 10K, coming to 20K, whatever. Just want to become the best, build a huge business, and I don't know, live the best life. But now I realize, like, reach a certain point and nothing changes.
Exactly. It's like
you just have cash now.
Yeah, exactly. It's really diminishing returns. How has that? Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, okay. So what I was gonna ask on that is, now, obviously, of course, like for the first 6 months, you were like absolutely in the trenches, not making that much. You had like tried to run other businesses also, like you said, not really making that much. How have you seen any improvements in your life, or how have you seen it affect your life now, like actually starting to make some cash and making over 20,000 a month? Any changes, any differences, anything you can do now, or any different feeling?
Well, buying a new laptop, but it's just money wise that you can just buy everything. I'm not very materialistic, but just if you need something, you don't look at the price. That's very nice. Like and as well, just the more you progress, the more your vision becomes broader, right? Like if you're in the trench, let's not call the trenches, but if you're trying to build up, you're going towards the 10K, you're like, and everything is focused towards that. And then if you want to build something bigger, once you get to 25,000 a month, then you start to see like all these different opportunities. Okay, wait, here I need to hire. I'm having too much work to do now. I need to hire here. You can hire a VA, inbox manager. Well, of course, you do that probably a little bit earlier, but you don't really need to not worrying about expenses. Yeah, it's one of the best things. But also, to be honest, I think that's like client results make me the happiest. I don't really get the buzz for my own results, for my own cash that I collect. Like, I think maybe clients sense that as well, and it makes them feel comfortable with me. Like, when I get results for a client, that is the thing that excites me now. If I can work on a project and it scales and it goes fantastic, that's the thing that really makes me happy. Exactly. But monetary wise, just not worrying about anything you need. Or I'm gonna I need to buy a laptop. Oh wait, let me take a cheaper one because it's cheaper. No, I just
it's like fucking doesn't
take the best one. We buy a microphone. It's just not looking at the prices for the things you need. That's very important.
It is super nice. So one thing that I always like to ask is like, obviously you have already mentioned some of these things, but what was the main reason why you initially decided to join AV? Obviously there's like a bunch of business related shit, bunch of agent related stuff out there. Like, what was it with AV that was like, okay, I want to go with this one or this group instead of something else? Do you remember any of those thought processes?
Yeah, I remember. Because first of all, I consumed your content. I got a lot of value from these free videos. I'm like, okay, I can only expect what I will. If I already got this from these videos, what will I get once I join this community? And actually, in the beginning, I didn't even know that you have a community.
Yeah.
I watched his videos, and I was doing like the first email project, which was a client I already knew, so not the one that made me decide to join, but one I already knew, and I was doing like, which turned out to be worked pretty well. So I sent you a message on Twitter. I did not know there was a community. I sent a message on Twitter and was like, hey, can you can I get a consultancy for this project? Because I wanted to know that I was doing everything well. Didn't want to guess. And then I sent a message, and then I found out, oh, there's this community as well. So main thing that differentiated it's European for me. I'm a European guy. It's European. You seem down to earth. Got a value from your free material, free videos. And then I signed this client. I was like, okay, I want to do everything in the best way possible, first time. And that just prompted me, okay. Didn't think about. I think for a month or something, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I was considering it. Ever since the interaction on Twitter, I was like, ooh, that could be a good idea. I was like, okay, let me sign one more client, and then I'll probably join. And then I signed the client, and I joined. And I remember I was going on a holiday with my family.
Yeah, I remember.
I signed before, like we have the group calls as well. The group calls were very nice. So I joined this group call. I was like blue sky, sun in my back.
Palms, no shirt.
No shirt. I was on a holiday. I was like, okay, let me just consume all the information I had. There was like the brake was off. I was full gas from the start off. I went to community and I hopped on the gas, and I was on the gas for 8 months straight.
Yeah, fucking.
Did that answer your question, by the way?
That answered it perfectly. What would you say to someone who might be in the same situation that you were in? It's like thinking, hey, maybe I should join. This sounds interesting. These free videos have been great, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll join. Would you recommend someone like that to join, and why should they do that?
Yeah. Of course, yes, but I have to think about what you have to consider for yourself. The thing that frustrated me the most was I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah,
it's so annoying, and there's so much information everywhere on the internet, and it's one-way information, right? You cannot ask a question and then get information back. So it's one-way information, and they all give these different types of informations. So to be in a community where you can actually ask a question, and then get information back. So, for example, a good point is where you're doing this process, and then one little thing that you don't know, like, okay, what do I do here? Instead of going to Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, finding 5 different answers on your question, asking the community. You have someone for the team or someone else, just someone who's running a cold email agency gives you an answer. So what's the right word? Like overload of information, if that's a bit too much for you. If you're willing to go hard, like you cannot go into the community and think everything will be given to you. Like you get the information, you get surrounded by people who are doing the thing that you want to do, but it's not like, okay, hey, I joined this course and now, or I joined this community and now I'm rich. So if you want to work hard, cold email has become difficult, is difficult. I think so. We can have discussions about it. Some people don't think it. I think it's difficult to be very, very good.
Yeah.
You need to work hard at it, consume all the content all the content there is, interact with everybody, ask questions, respond on questions if you know the answer to something. If that aligns with you, join. It has already been done so many times. Why not you? You only need to put in the work, and then you'll find your way as well, right? I know some people scale horizontally, some people scale vertically, like meaning, or you take on a lot of clients, or you take on less amount of clients with a higher revenue share. If you're starting out and you don't see these opportunities, you don't see people talking about it, you don't even know that they exist.
Yeah.
So if you want to put in the work and you have the feeling that in 6 months you have the time to change your life, you're still doing it yourself. But yeah, I would recommend everyone to join.
Fucking fire. Thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot. But
And
yeah,
I have one more note, by the way. Like you said, what's good about the extra cash? We are running a marathon,
Yeah.
the 21th of September with the people from the agency Velocity. To start off, I was like, I'm not gonna join. Then people started sharing their Strava messages, like they started sharing the runs. I was like, I can do this too. And so I joined. Now we're preparing for that, but that's one little thing that was like, this is nice. Needing to book a place in Oslo to stay could just be like, let me book a hotel. I need to run a marathon. Let me book a nice hotel. Just want to mention that those are the little things that you're like, okay, I don't need to think about the price. I can just do whatever works best for me.
You get a lot of experiences, and you can get the Alpha Fly 3s,
Yeah. I don't have them yet, but
yeah,
we'll see.
But you have the option too. That's fucking fire. But man, thank you so much for everything that you said. Obviously, if anyone is watching this and you're interested in scaling your agency or B2B service company, go check out angelvelocity.io. Usually our spots are locked, but sometimes we open some spots for you to join. So go check that shit out. You'll figure it out from there. You'll find out the information. Twan, I really appreciate for you being here. Really, thank you so much for your time. Fucking pleasure.
If people are on the edge and they want to know if it's the best solution for them, just send me a message.
Exactly.
Go to LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn, you'll find a guy with a blue background acting all tough and interesting on LinkedIn. You send agency owner, blah, blah. Send a message. I'll give you some feedback.
That's fucking fire. Thank you, man. Let's crush it. Thank you, Twan. See you on the next one. Boom.